I really wish they would sponsor me. I'm obsessed with their clothes. That's like all I'm wearing these days. So check them out. Highly recommend. They're like, these sweatpants are expensive. I think they're like $65, but the quality is amazing, especially when I'm so used to just like Fashion Nova. So, okay, let's dive right into the video. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, and I want you guys to comment and let me know your thoughts on all these things, but especially this one. Addison Rae and Kourtney Kardashian and their friendship. So, if you're unfamiliar who Addison Rae is, she is this huge TikTok star. She's gorgeous. She's young. She's got like a sweet aesthetic to her. She does her little TikTok dances. Yeah, that's me doing a TikTok dance. And she's got, you know, a zillion followers on TikTok. She also recently started a YouTube channel, which a lot of the TikTokers have done recently with all the chatter about potentially TikTok getting banned in the US. So they wanted to make a presence on YouTube, which I think is smart. So she is 19 years old. She's very young. She has been hanging out like as friends with Kourtney Kardashian. I don't think Kourtney Kardashian needs any sort of explanation or introduction. If you don't know who that is, then you probably are watching the wrong video, the wrong topic. But Kourtney Kardashian is 41 years old. Addison Rae is 19 years old, and they have been hanging out. I first realized that when I saw Addison post a video on her YouTube channel of her going to Kourtney Kardashian's house and exercising with Kourtney's trainer, the two of them, and she was like, it was like a day in the life, like, you know, me going to like Kourtney Kardashian's house, and they exercised, and then they had like lunch. They had Kourtney Kardashian's nasty looking avocado pudding. The whole, like, when people are like a little too obsessed with like health and things like that, it can just be like kind of annoying and eye roll. And one of the things I roll my eyes at is Kourtney Kardashian's obsession with like non-dairy, gluten-free, this, that, and the other, and like the fact that she eats this like nasty looking avocado mush pudding every day, just like with a spoon. I just think it's like gross and annoying. And I know that sounds like super like hater. Maybe I'm just jealous, but you know what I mean when some things are just annoying. I digress. So, Addison Rae and Kourtney Kardashian are like buddies and friends and hanging out, and I was like, what? Like, the first thing that I always do, which I'm sure you guys do as well when watching a YouTube video, is look in the comments. And I looked in the comments, and I was like, is anybody like going to be alarmed that the two of these people are hanging out together when there's literally a 22-year age difference between them? And like nobody did. Like the comments were filled with just like obviously Addison's fans, and they were like loving it or whatever. I haven't looked at the video since, but I think it's gotten a lot of views. So just kind of like I'm like, is this the elephant in the room? And then finally I was like, I can't be the only one thinking this. I saw an article somewhere, like started to hear, I think it was on Snapchat, that like people are thinking it's weird that they're hanging out, and I was like, finally somebody like acknowledged this, because it's super weird. Like, I get it, like I have older friends this is not the first time that she's hung out with younger people. I know that she hangs out with Kylie Jenner's best friend, or like one of her best friends, Harry, who's again like 21, and she hangs out with him just normally. I think she was dating that guy, wasn't his name Eunice or something, and he was like 23 and she was like 38, so like even that was weird. But like now the gap is just, it's at a point where it's like, that's strange. Like Addison can't even have like they can't even go to dinner and have a glass of wine with each other for literally like 3 more years. So it's just strange. Like, again, I'm friendly with people, like coworkers and stuff, that are 40s, 50s, whatever, but I'm not gonna be like having them over to exercise every morning and like talk to them like a best friend. Like, there's a life difference there. I mean, I don't know, I think in the celebrity world though, it is a little like different, and like I guess there's like a smaller pool of people that you can hang out with, because you couldn't, like Kourtney Kardashian can't exactly just go make a bunch of like normal, non-famous friends, because, you know, there's that fear of getting used. You can't trust people, like they can't relate, like whatever. So I get that the celebrity world and like in LA it is like a different universe, but it's still weird, guys, right? Like let's just like slow down there. So let me know, what do you think? Are you guys like weirded out by that? Okay. Next thing. So you guys know that I like Logan Paul. I like his vlog channel. I did I bought the Maverick Club, so you don't have to. And I listened to his podcast, and that's one of the main, like how I found him is on his podcast. Not like found, but how I started actually enjoying his content and consuming it actively. His podcast co-host, Mike Malak, who is actually older, he's 35, Logan's 25. He lives with Logan. He kind of helps him like make some more of those like adult decisions. He is a good marketer. He has like, he's pretty smart. He's definitely a smart guy, and he kind of understands, like he's like even keeled and stuff for the most part, so he kind of helps Logan, and he's on his team. And you know, all those like influencers and stuff like have teams of people that just like live with them and work with them and help them and stuff, and it's like your friends. So this guy Mike Malak, who lives with and is friends with and works with Logan Paul, he recently has been getting more famous and more noticed, because number one, Impulsive is doing well. He's on that, so he gets recognition there. He gets recognition from Logan's vlogs occasionally. The main thing though that he's been getting recognition from is dating Lana Rhoades. I bought Lana Rhoades OnlyFans if you're interested. I did a video about that. But yeah, so he's been getting like, he like quadrupled his subscriber count once he started dating this chick. And so he's more, you know, he's becoming an influencer in his own right these days. Anyway, so Keemstar, if you guys know who Keemstar is, he does the Drama Alert channel. Like he does all the like drama spill videos, and he's always like the first to report on the influencer drama. I'm not subscribed to him, but I've seen a couple of his videos. If you're ever curious about a situation, you can just, you know, look up his videos on YouTube. And he usually will have the scoop pretty quickly, but Keemstar tweeted, this was like a week ago or something, he quote tweeted a video, I guess, of like a cop in Kenosha, Wisconsin, getting like knocked unconscious with a brick during like the riots and the protests and stuff. After, I forget the name of the man that got shot in the back, the black man that got shot in the back 7 times in front of his children. Just a whole shit show you guys know about. So there was protests and riots in response to that. I guess a cop got knocked in the head unconscious struggles and things. Keemstar and him were just kind of bickering back and forth, and so Mike was like saying Keemstar was a shitty person, blah blah blah, and Keemstar was saying that back at Mike. Keemstar was calling Mike out, saying he used to be a heroin dealer. He's ruined people's lives. He pretends to be a good person. He's just pretends to be this great guy, and like it's total bullshit. And Keemstar actually really kind of came for Mike. Again, I was on Mike's side with this situation, but some of the things that Keemstar was saying about Mike were true. Like, Mike definitely made his entire career off of Logan, and now his girlfriend Lana, if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be able to be a best-selling author, this, that, and the other, which that's fine and everything, and he got a great opportunity and he used it. But his tweets started to sound cocky and like self-absorbed and a little like cringy, in my opinion. So Keemstar was saying, Mike, why don't you take all the profits and all the money that you've made from your book and give it away to the people's lives you've destroyed, being a drug dealer. And Mike was like, I've given this book to jails and rehabs, and it's saving lives. I sold 50,000 units in the first month. Like, people message me every day telling me I'm saving their lives. Like, just this, like, really, like, I don't know, like, martyr type of speech, which, like, he went overboard. I'm sure he was, like, heated at that point because he was, really going back and forth with this dude. And Keemstar was making video replies, so you could feel the emotion behind it. But just to continue the narrative of, like, I'm saving all these addicts' lives and blah, blah, blah. Like, we understand that, like, you went through what you went through. Like, yes, you wrote a book. I'm sure it has helped people. But yeah, potentially saved lives. But, like, take a seat for a hot second. Like, you're not fixing the war on drugs. Like, opioid addiction is stronger than ever right now. Not everyone gets so lucky to come back from it. He needs to just kind of chill on being this martyr, whatever. Because he has gotten a lot of lucky chances, and not everyone gets that lucky. But yeah, it basically ended with Keemstar, asking Mike to give all his profits from his book to the people whose lives who he's ruined. And Mike was like, I'll do that when you give the profits from Drama Alert to kids, and tell them not to say the N-bomb and not to kill themselves. I guess Keemstar had controversy with the N-word and telling people to go kill themselves, something. I don't know anything about that, but Keemstar responded and was like, I'm not a good person. I'm not going to give all my profits away. But he was like, I'm just exposing Mike, that, like, Mike thinks he's a good person and he's not, and all these influencers are shitty people and they pretend to be good people, blah, 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 blah. That being said, if you're not familiar with these people, you're going to be so lost in that story. I'll see if I can remember to, like, link like the T videos, or you can just type them in as well. And if you want to learn more, I think overall I definitely like Mike Malak. Keemstar seems like kind of a dick, but I think Mike can be annoying sometimes, and I think he's very, like, low-key self-absorbed, and he tries to come off like he's not, but I think, like, deep inside he is, and, like, he's really bummed to have, like, over 1 million subscribers, and he's really bummed to have his girlfriend who's so hot, and his book, and he's talking about his book becoming a movie, and it is great to be bummed up about those things. But I think, like, in the depths of, like, his life, like, that he secretly thinks that, like, his shit doesn't stink, and that, like, he's the absolute best. And I think sometimes he does put on a front a little bit, and you can just, like, read that off of people. So let me know what you think. And then the final situation that I wanted to discuss most of you would be familiar with. So, Jeffree Star, beauty mogul, YouTuber, controversial YouTube star, recently began posting pictures with a mysterious new man. He was dating his boyfriend Nate for maybe like 3 years or so. They were dating a while. His boyfriend Nate and him broke up. He posted a video saying he was fine and it was all good, but like, again, I can just tell that like that's not the case. You just know that he's upset. Like, I think he really did love Nate. No one has any clue what happened. I think Nate left him, was over it, and went back to dating a girl in his hometown. Like, he was just over like probably all like the Hollywood stuff, and like he was a small town guy. So I'm sure that lifestyle was like a lot for him. But yeah, so I'm sure Jeffree felt betrayed by that. Then he went and got a new significant other, like pretty much immediately. But again, Jeffree always kind of plays it as though he is happy and fine and doing great when like he may not necessarily be. Which a lot of people are like that. That's pretty normal. But I feel like I'm good at like seeing through that because I am always just so honest and transparent without feeling sometimes too much so. So I feel like I can just like I have like a sixth sense for like reading how people are really like feeling and like what they're really thinking, like regardless of their exterior. So Jeffree was single for a little while. You know, sometimes he'd post like pictures with like hot guys that were like models in his photo shoots, or like, you know, that were hanging out with him. And I think, you know, he wants to post pictures with hot guys to probably make his ex jealous or whatever. And so then he posted this picture of him like straddling this dude. You see just Jeffree's back, and you see the guy. He's a big guy. You see his arms wrapped around Jeffree and his legs wrapped around Jeffree or whatever. Jeffree wrapped around the guy's legs, and he's got all these tattoos. So people were trying to like figure out who they thought it was based on his tattoos, because he was pretty tatted, and everyone thought it was this guy, this basketball player, Andre. His last name begins with an M. I forget his last name. We're calling him Andre. And it turned out that that was him. And Jeffree then started posting a ton of pictures with this guy. Like, they're on vacation together, and they actually look cute together. And I think Jeffree is totally playing off of this guy's height, because he's a basketball player and he's 6'7", and Jeffree's probably like 6 foot. So like, you know, it's hard when you're 6 foot, 6'1", whatever Jeffree is. It's hard to find somebody taller than you that kind of makes you feel tiny and cute, which is like what Jeffree wants. And he found this guy that's 6'7". You definitely don't see that every day. So he's taken advantage of these Instagrammable moments, holding hands with them, and the guy walking, like cooking together, just like sharing all these couple-y type of pictures. The drama behind it, though, is sorry, I'm just making sure my mic doesn't die, is that there's all the like exes of this guy Andre have been coming out of the woodwork, just in with weird messages. So the first was, it was 2 of his ex-girlfriends. One of them has a baby, and it was unclear if the baby was his baby or just like a baby that he had been in the life of for 2 years or whatever. So the exes posted all of this stuff, like voice messages and things, on Instagram. Then people began creating fake profiles on Instagram, pretending to be this woman that was Andre's ex. And it just, like, one of them was a French model. I forget who the other one was, but a lot of the messages that she was posting were very like cryptic, but basically insinuating that like he left her to go be with Jeffree and now he's ignoring her, and you know, like cheated, like just insinuating bad blood in general. Then this other guy, Pete, I think was his name, who I guess was an ex of Andre, or like somebody that he was like messing with on the DL, he started to post all these super cryptic Instagram stories saying he was gonna like call out this dude Andre and like share screenshots and things like that, and you know, how Andre was in his DMs and blah 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 blah. The ex also, the other ex, the woman with the kid also said something about Andre sending her sexual videos from inside Jeffree's house, which is like, what? So there's just so much drama behind this guy. And of course Jeffree, like, was, you know, cryptically addressing it in his tweets, but never like flat out said anything until he got on Instagram stories or Snapchat stories or both, and basically just was like, look, he's like, he always does this, he's like, the old Jeffree would have like addressed this head on and like really spoken about it and like blah blah blah, but I'm the new Jeffree now, so like, I'm just gonna say the guy that I'm dating currently is single, I'm happy, he's not married, you know, he never was, blah 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 blah, and like, I'm chilling, and like, he kept quote tweeting all these things, like about, and he loves to say, the lies are more entertaining than the truth, the lies are more entertaining than the truth. What I always say is, for the most part, where there's smoke, there's fire. If people are, like, saying things and talking shit and saying, this guy did this or that, like, a lot of the time it is true or has a grain of truth to it, unless it's, like, full out, just, like, paparazzi bullshit, but a lot of times it's true. I'm sure this guy is, like, this guy Andre has probably done some shady shit, but I remember Jeffree Star before saying that it's always been difficult for him to find love and intimacy, and like a relationship type of vibe with a man, because he really is only interested in like a man that's like seemingly straight, not your, you know, more like flamboyant gay man, you know, that you could outwardly tell is gay. Jeffree's not into guys like that. He has said it, and I know that there's a ton of like low-key straight men, or I'm sorry, straight men that are low-key bisexual or gay, but they'll just never come out. But Jeffree said, like, you know, he'll have sex with guys like that, but it's definitely probably a rare thing to find your real like man's man that doesn't come off, that comes off more straight, that is, you know, interested in being in an open relationship with not just a gay man, but a gay man that also is very feminine and that wears makeup and wigs and things like that, because obviously Jeffree is a unique person, and also a gay man that is completely famous in the limelight all the time. So I'm sure it is hard for him to find love, and he's dating this guy who's like being open with him. He's hot, he's tall, and you know, he's got tattoos. Like, what's not to love? But I think probably there is shady things about this guy. Like, maybe he is just a bit of a fuckboy or like a shade meister. Maybe he did cheat or whatever, or you know, he's just a little bit, he's a man. But Jeffree probably just ignores that because he wants to find love, which is like totally understandable. I hope he's careful though, and I wouldn't want him to get his heart broken by ignoring red flags, because you know, ladies, sometimes we do that, and it's never good. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a legit relationship? What do we think of the guy? Do we know anything about him? Do we think he's shady? Does he want Jeffree for his fame? Like, what's the deal? Do you think they might start dating, like, officially? I don't know. I'm very curious to see. I hope that he is able to find love. Everyone deserves that. But yeah, as long as it's with a good person who deserves, you know, your love. So, alright guys, this little microphone is about to die, and that was all I had. So I'm gonna stop things here. My blue Yeti, I know a lot of you guys actually do really like this mic, so I'll see if I can try to use it more, but my blue Yeti should be coming this week. That is the replacement. My old one had static issues, Bye, guys.